Number 3. It is our hope that the process being initiated will bring together a nucleus of such compatibility as to be a cohesive cell, which shall mimic the bodily process of cell division. Within such a process, the spread would be quite amazing. Remember, a babe begins with the combining of just 2 cells and becomes a being of trillions in a matter of 9 months. By the law of attraction, a universal law, this is entirely possible. Of course, the nature of the babe is determined by the birthing combination. It is the characteristics of these that shall have a profound effect upon the end product. Do not worry. Ones that should not be included won't be, but there are many that are appropriate. Just relax and allow the process to flow, which doesn't mean that this phase is yet complete. Indeed, it is just beginning. Just setting minds to considering such a possibility will not bring commitment. You are most important in the birthing. It is those with receptive hearts that are willing to begin the processes that are important. The character, openness to act beyond the confines of the present moment, the ability to make and keep commitments, the love of fellow man beyond themselves, the desire to rise above the trees to see the forest, these are the critical components for these parents. Through this process, the awakening of man once again into the family of man is possible. The ability of man to transcend the present self-made dilemma into a new concept of experience will bring about a change not only individually but to all, and a ripple effect will be felt throughout the universe/cosmos. I know that this seems like a big assignment to begin from just 2, but each new child is also a miracle. Its beginning is hardly auspicious. Just a mass of dividing cells with no apparent organization into a miniature babe. But, at a miraculous moment, the appearance in miniature is there. Inspiration shall begin the change within the focused group consciousness. The project assignment is that each new cell continues to divide. How exactly is this going to work? The first meets with 2. Then each meets again with 2 others, then each again meets again with 2 others until there are 7. 3 plus 2 equals 5 plus 2 equals 7. Then that group meets and the 4 additions split and create their own 7. Now the originals at that point can again begin a new cycle or drop out. The more times each individual repeats the process, the more the growth cycle accelerates. Can you see how the original organization can grow quickly without bringing great danger to the project or to individuals? At this point it is only the dream that is being promulgated. Then the babe takes shape at the critical point of greater group awareness, then the plan changes and the organs, so to speak, begin to take shape for the different functions necessary for the creation of the dream. Since the focus is on the creation of a new experience, armaments are not a part of the picture unless danger is present. The focus is not resistance because forward movement into change is not factored into the detection process as presently set up by the oppressors. I shall leave you to consider what you have been told this far. Number 4. Fear in the heart puts a damper on the appreciation of the wonderful gift of life. It also hardens the belief of separation and causes those wrapped up in it to become deadened and wooden in their ability to perceive changes going on around them. It is like a cloak being wrapped around the awareness. In this way the darkness wraps its insidious plans of subjugation and annihilation around your fellow earth beings. Now begins in earnest the movement of the light to bring an end to this situation. As with all things, it begins with the process of thought and desire to bring an end to it. In this case, the subtle, modest beginning will go unnoticed. The opposing forces are planting their seeds of perceived invincibility everywhere. If this were real, they would not need to do so at the level of a psychological campaign. Remember that humanity now numbers in the billions. That is an overwhelming number in itself. These are souls that are volunteering to be here for the benefit of this planet, and these beings have incarnated here for the purpose of experiencing the next rising, or at the least to assure its success. They shall not go unrewarded. Remember that this is a play. It is difficult to get this understanding across, but in a play, all you have to do is to change the lines to change the scope of the play. Well, you are a fragment of the whole of creation and can begin changing the lines of the play. Is this an oversimplification of this situation? It would appear so from your perspective, but indeed it is as simple as that. This project involves the formation of the group entity that can change the lines, or add a new character, however you want to visualize the process. Remember, a visualization involves pictures. The words that you use in your contacts with those who might become the critical parents of this entity will respond to that which stirs their imagination and their emotions. Learn from your successful political elections, which appeal to emotion before logic. What works for this instrument of the opposition with the people can work for you also. The logical approach brings lots of rhetoric, but it is that which brings visualization and emotion that incites action. What is wanted here is action, not reaction. Resorting to the use of arms against the plan for overwhelming mankind is doomed from the start. Yet the keeping of their guns by the citizens of this country means that their freedom is not yet gone. When those are taken, then you will see a real overwhelming realization among your people of the gravity of what surrounds them. Thus the timing is again stressed. We do not mean to belabor this, but there are windows of opportunity that must be used for our advantage, for these offer the greater chance of success with the least amount of suffering for the greatest number. Insofar as grieving in regard to those that are suffering, let me assure you that the number of souls incarnating on this planet increases the difficulty of their plans. Note that I avoid using certain names, and you would be wise to do that also. After all, within your circle the exact identity of these forces can be assumed as known. Their role is well known to them before they incarnate. They don't remember it now, of course, but they come to assure the success of the process of our mission. Does that assure you of the importance of the Earth in the total scheme of the grand picture? I would think so. In the initial meetings of the small groups, no one visualization is likely to appeal to all, so one suggestion shall be given as guidance. Ask and it shall be given. A composite will emerge that will provide the appeal when participation reaches a critical stage. This diversity will aid in the masking of the process. You are well connected, so do not be concerned about this aspect. Use the visualization of dominoes standing on end and arranged in a pattern so that when one is made to fall, all follow in rapid progression. It has great application to our meaning and brings an identifying tie to their planned process. End number 4.